the same lessons in here in the manga to that of real life. That'd be so cool. Oh, hello there! My name is Emma Blue Eyes 10 and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Etiquette. I do hope you enjoy this episode. Hi everybody and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Etiquette episode 3, and today's topic is going to be permissions. Now, basically what I'm talking about permissions is basically permission to touch the opponent's cards or permissions to do stuff in the duel. Now, I have seen and experienced some people who come into your duel or the opponent decides to do things without consulting you first in a duel. For example, maybe looking at the graveyard, seeing what's in your extra deck, etc., that sort of thing. Now, again, in the official rulebook, it does say that the number of cards on the hand, on the field, and in the graveyard are public knowledge, but it's still your opponent's cards, or they are still your cards. You know, would you like it if somebody leaned over and took your cards without permission while you're trying to duel and everything and have a look through them? No, I don't think you would. I mean, I hate it. I really don't like it when that's done to me at all. I find it incredibly annoying and incredibly distracting, to say the least. But anyway, if you do want to check the opponent's cards or hands, just ask them nicely. You know, please may I look at this? Please may I look at that? I mean, please and thank you, the basic polite words, have been taught to us since they were a kid, and people just don't use them nowadays. It's kind of sad to see, you know, that basic polite etiquette go out of the window, in honest truth, in some cases. But basically, just asking nicely of the opponent if you're allowed to look at whatever cards they have on the field or wherever. It's the same if you want to double check card effects and that. Just ask them, may I have a look at this? Please may I check that? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's public knowledge what's on the field and everything, and if your opponent tries to object to that, you know, just ask the judge for help. Because as I said, in the rulebook it says the field, the cards in hand, not the actual cards themselves, but the number of cards in hand in the graveyard are public knowledge. If you're an outsider watching the duel, don't stick your hand towards the extra deck or graveyard to have a look and see what's happened. Because, you know, if one is dueling, they're trying to concentrate on the duel, and if they see a hand or something take their cards, you know, it distracts them, it breaks their concentration, and as I said in the previous episode, nothing's worse than having your concentration shattered while you're trying to duel and trying to figure out what to do next. You know, again, but if you want to have a look, you know, if they're quiet, you know, just ask them nicely. You know, is it okay if I check your graveyard? Is it okay if I do this or that? And once that person's given you permission, then you can have a look. I have heard stories, unfortunately, of people who have leaned over to have a look at extra deck or graveyard, and when the person went back to check, one or two of their cards had been stolen. Now, that's a very, very sad thing to hear, in honest truth. But if you ask permission, then you're making that person aware that you are looking at the cards. So if something does go wrong later on, then, you know, you can say, you know, I checked with you, you know, and that person can say, yes, you did check, you know, I know you didn't do this or that. You know, and anybody who steals cards basically doesn't deserve to play the game, if you ask me, because that is just despicable and the lowest of the low. So anyway, just to conclude, if you're checking the field, hand or graveyard, always ask permission, and if you're an outsider, don't lean over and pluck the cards out of nowhere, just ask first, because if something does go terribly wrong, you don't want the finger of blame to point at you. Okay, that's it for episode 3, guys. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you later. Bye!